Now at 8 o'clock, Lexington police are investigating an overnight shooting that sent a man to the hospital. We're tracking the latest just ahead.
First responders in central Kentucky are once again mourning the loss of one of their own after a Madison County dispatcher was murdered.
And Lexington police are still looking for a man who they say was involved in a robbery last night. The latest from police just ahead.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Sean Moody.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain, and it's cold outside.
It is. Let's check in with Mike Linden right now over in the First Alert Weather Center. Is it going to warm up at all today?
Well, Sean, warm, of course, a relative term this time of year, but nonetheless, we are going to see another big-time swing in our temperatures heading into the afternoon. First, we have to get through this morning, though. Quite cold outside through most spots, the low 30s and upper 20s. We tack on the winds, and what it feels more like is actually the mid-20s for most spots. Lexington feeling more like 26 degrees as opposed to the lower 30s, what the thermometers actually indicate early this morning. Not seeing much cloud cover over most of eastern Kentucky, but we are beginning to see the light clouds moving in from our west, which could impact our early morning on Monday. And that's because of yet another system working its way in. Not a big rainmaker here, but it still has moisture associated with it, and that is going to set us up for what looks to be a work week with some shower chances. But coming up in about 10 minutes, I'll show you how that particular storm and what we're tracking for the rest of the week could have a major impact on our temperatures. That could include the low 60s by next weekend. You don't want to miss it. It's coming up in about 10 minutes from now.
Mike, thank you. Right now, we're tracking a developing story overnight here in Lexington.
Yes, around 3:30 this morning, police say a man was hospitalized after being shot in the chest. We are told witnesses were at the scene, and we have learned that that man has died. WKYT's Mike Byer is covering our top story this morning. Good morning, Mike.
That's right, Sean and Michelle. We've recently learned that the man who was shot early this morning in this parking lot right behind me next to Allen's Food Market on Lexington's northwest side has passed away. It all started at around 3:30 this morning when police were called right here to this parking lot in the 1900 block of Oxford Circle on the city's northwest side, as I mentioned, for a report of shots fired. Police say upon arrival, they located a Hispanic man with a gunshot wound to his upper chest. He was taken to UK Hospital where he passed away. Police reports say witnesses saw a person driving around the area in a white van at the time of when the shots were fired. Police say the investigation is ongoing. Now the name and age of the man has not been released at this time, but stay with WKYT this morning as we're continuing to work on this developing story. For now, live in Lexington, Mike Byer, WKYT. Back to you guys.
Mike, thank you. We're also continuing to track a story that first developed in Lexington last night, not far from where that shooting happened. This morning, one person is in jail while another is still on the run after police say they crashed into an apartment building. Police say this all began just after 6:30 last night when two men robbed a couple at the intersection of Cambridge Drive and Oxford Circle. Those men, we're told, took off in a car, and when police tried to pull them over, they drove up a hill, over an embankment, and into apartments on Alexandria Drive. After crashing, police said both men took off. Police arrested one of them, but tell us the second person got away. We called twice overnight, and police tell us the second person involved is still on the loose this morning.
State police say what started as a party turned into a tragedy after a Madison County dispatcher was murdered. The Owsley County coroner says 28-year-old Benjamin Brewer died Friday night after being stabbed at a home on Fairgrounds Road. Police say Brewer was at a party when he got into an argument with 25-year-old Dustin Sparks. At some point during the argument, police say Sparks stabbed Brewer in the neck, killing him. Sparks has now been charged with murder and is being held at the Three Forks Regional Jail in Lee County. Police say Brewer's death marks just another difficult loss for Central Kentucky responders.
You know, I mean, this is actually the second dispatcher to tragically lose their life here in Madison County. And here in Madison County, we're also, you know, just trying to, still dealing with the tragic death of Daniel Ellis. So obviously this kind of brings back feelings and opens wounds that you know, people here are still trying to deal with.
Police escorted Brewer's body to the medical examiner's office in Frankfort for an autopsy. The coroner tells us there will be another sign of respect for Brewer on Monday.
This morning, officials are still trying to figure out what led to the death of a Montgomery County firefighter. Fire officials say Captain Zach Clevenger was found dead at his home yesterday morning. His wife made the discovery. Officials say the night before, Clevenger had battled a fire in Estill County, and nothing appeared to be wrong. Following the fire, they say he went home just before midnight before dying. Now fire officials are trying to figure out what caused the 8-year veteran to die. We've called the Montgomery County Coroner's Office. They've not released a report just yet. They're still working to learn an official cause of death.
This morning, Lexington police are investigating after a man was robbed while sitting in his car. It happened shortly after 1 on Unity Drive off Red Mile Road. Police say a man was sitting in his car with the window down when another man walked up, pulled out a knife, and demanded money. Now, once that man handed over his wallet, police say the thief then took off. Police searched the area but were unable to find the suspect. They say the victim lost some money but was not injured during the robbery.
Now that the holiday season is in full swing, firefighters throughout Fayette County are working to make sure Christmas is a little brighter for every child here in Fayette County. As we first told you yesterday morning, the Fraternal Order of Firefighters spent Saturday afternoon hosting their annual auction to raise money for their toy giveaway. Organizers auctioned off UK memorabilia, UK basketball tickets, even a piece of the Rupp Arena floor, signed by Coach Joe B. Hall. The annual event honors Lexington fallen firefighter Chuck Williams.
He was just a great, uplifting person, and as you can see, there's a lot of happy faces here today, so this is just a phenomenal event to remember him.
Firefighters will give out all the toys they were able to buy with yesterday's money on December 12th. Good to see that there. Every year, always a nice thing. It is 8:06 on your Sunday morning, and we are just getting started here.
He now holds the number to beat. Coming up, we'll take you to Indianapolis, where a record-setting performance took place this weekend. You won't want to miss this.
A frosty start early this morning on the grass in central Kentucky, but get ready for another beautifully mild afternoon. I'll show you how high they'll go coming up.